Hello, and welcome to the Feels. Our sponsor this episode is Notorious. Notorious for growing top-shelf cannabis, our brand is a nod to the cannabis advocates and cultural icons of the past and present that the mainstream may deem as notorious criminals. We hope to carry on their legacy by providing the people of Missouri a first-rate line of genetics in our gardens and some of the best live concentrates the state has to offer. Want to watch us grow? Follow us on Instagram at notorious_Missouri for strain features, walks around the garden, and more. Last season's finale with the Therapeutics got a lot of positive response, so we decided to do it again for this season's finale. This time, though, I'm going to be the one that chops it up with the Therapeutics. The Gold Giraffe, Stanton, and Leethal. Let's get it going. I'm sitting here with Leethal. Leethal, welcome to the Feels. Last time you were in the other chair. How does it feel being in that chair this time?
I guess I'm accustomed. It's a little different, though. It's a little, it's going to go from, I won't say, I guess not hosting per se, interviewing to being the interviewed. It's a little different.
Did you find that cannabis helped you prior to the interview sort of get you set for things?
Oh, of course, always. That's gotta participate before I do anything.
Where does it rank in importance in your life?
As far as it's about as important as drinking water.
What is it you find that it does for you?
I have ADHD, and ironically, whether people could see it or not, severe anxiety, get really anxious. My anxiety is displayed in different forms. Most people, they'll kind of shake or freak. Mine is a form of irritation, so I try to maintain a certain level of peace. I need to be goofy, happy Lee Turtle at all times.
Okay, happy Lee Turtle. But now I understand why you get a little stressed on the other side of the window there.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
All right, I'm here with the Gold Giraffe. Gold Giraffe, how do you get a name like Gold Giraffe, man?
Oh, man, it's just what I am. It's pure value. It's gold. And, a giraffe is the tallest animal ever. You know what I'm saying? They say the dinosaurs were a little bit taller, but I don't know.
Well, let me ask you a question, man. Where would you say cannabis rates in your life?
Cannabis rates at an all-time high. It is the most high, It's something that's sent from the up above, that's brought down for you and me, you know what I'm saying? So I really feel like it's just of high spirits and high vibes always.
All right, so I'm sitting here with Stanton of the Therapeutics. Thank you so much for being on the program, man.
I am happy to be here. Squad. That's a thing we do. It's like a high-pitched squall, if you will.
Okay.
It just developed at an open mic, and we started doing it ever since.
Let me start by asking, what do you love about St. Louis?
St. Louis is home. I can go anywhere else and frequent there for a long period of time and always get homesick. I come home. It's a place where I recharge. Sometimes it's a place that also depletes me, but that's, wherever you go, something's going to take from you as much as it gives from you. It's horrible, but that's just the way it is. Well, I wouldn't say horrible. I'm just saying, that's unfortunate, but that's just the way how it goes. But I love the culture here. Especially artist-wise, everyone wants to talk about Chicago, New York, the South, that whole area, LA, the West Coast. But, when they talk about the Midwest, they talk about Chicago. Rarely do they talk about St. Louis. And, we have so much talent to offer musically, in all aspects of the arts, visually, audio, we're just a cultured, artistic hub and base. And then what we also do is make sure that we cultivate the next generation to be the talent that comes after us. Because, we had Nelly. Now we have Smino and Nando STL and artists like that. We have poets that, are also on the level of these artists like Leethal the Poet. Yep, I dropped the name. I had to do it. I'm sorry. Myself, Just Rich, Free. We're just such a multiverse of cultures. We have the music culture. We have the food culture, no matter what some critics might say, but everybody has an opinion. So I can't knock him for that.
We also have the cannabis culture.
We definitely do have the cannabis culture.
Now, where would you say cannabis rates in importance in your life?
I would say it's up there. Being honest, definitely during the pandemic, cannabis was something that definitely helped me through that beginning part, because sitting at home, especially from being an artist and a host of events, being a extrovert by nature, I had to sit at home. And sitting at home was something that I didn't do for maybe 2 or 3 years straight. Like, I was moving, I was ripping and running. I had shows, I had engagements. I missed birthdays, I missed funerals, I missed celebrations because I was doing these shows, because it was a dedication to the craft. And then here comes the pandemic and the craft just stops. And it's not by choice. So it's like you hit a brick wall, hard stop. And in that moment, you have to discover, well, for me, I had to rediscover who I was.
And cannabis helped.
It did.
How does it help in the creation of your art?
Oh, man. I feel like it helps me tap into different levels of my creativity that I can't get to in a sober state. Like, in a sober state, there are other things that are on my mind, like, the job, the relationships, the family, the friends, things like that. But then when it's the cannabis, you can set your mind towards that one thing. And the way it helps me focus is incredible. I was actually out there writing something while waiting to come in here. So, it flows. It's like cannabis is the key to the padlock of my creativity.
How would you say cannabis rates in importance in the creation of your art?
Oh, wow. I feel like those go hand in hand as well. I feel like, and forgive me if I'm wrong, I don't want to speak for all creatives. Most creatives I do know participate in cannabis. They're either indulging while they're in the process, they're indulging prior to their process, or they're indulging after their process. Whether it's creating, performing, whatever it may be, whatever the methods may be. I think, it's kind of like Batman and Robin. One needs the other. When you're having that quick writer's block, you might need something with some limonene in there to get you going.
Where would you say your favorite place in St. Louis to consume is?
My favorite place, a new place that I'm really digging, is the Cola Lounge. Cola Lounge has a nice, low-key, dope spot that's right there on Cherokee, I got a real low-key spot that's like the real cool spot is to smoke a little blunt and, nice little get me from point A to point B, you know what I'm saying?
Brennan England is a good man, too. He's got himself a very successful business model down there, and more power to him.
That's the homie, straight up.
My favorite place to consume cannabis, I've only been there twice. Because of a hectic schedule, with everything reopening, my artist schedule is getting busy again. But shout out to the Cola Lounge in STL. That is a amazing place with an amazing staff and amazing events as well. They do karaoke. They have discussions, open forum discussions. It's just an amazing place, and I definitely advise that people should go by there.
Shout out to Brennan. It's 2 for 2 right now with poets.
Heck yeah, and shout out to my friend T. She also works there as well.
Now, what would you say you love about the Lou the most?
What I love about the Lou is rich history, and it's kind of like royal, ancient, but yet futuristic vibe we have here. It's like we represent the past, the present, and the future, and it's just rich. I feel rich when I look at the buildings. I feel rich when I meet the people. I feel rich when I meet people that come through, like that pass through St. Louis, and everything that flows from the Mississippi, from, down from like Louisiana that's here. We got parts all around the world that's here. It's a melting pot. Really, that's really what I love about it, for sure.
So the city sounds like it's pretty influential in the art that you create too.
Oh yes, for sure. Because that's what my music sounds like. It's a melting pot. It's not just St. Louis, but it's pieces of Africa. It's pieces of Asia. It's pieces of South America, and but yet still it got some Louisiana flavor in there. It got some Louisiana hot sauce in that bad boy as well too. Put a little bit of ranch in there. A little bit of lemon pepper. From the islands, and then just mix it up. And that's when you got like the St. Louis fried gumbo, if you will, that just makes up the Gold Giraffe, for sure.
So you're a poet, you're a lyricist, a musician. What else do you do?
I mean, I'm a father. I aspire to be a better leader. I aspire to be better. So I think that in self is like a skill of mine that I have a want and a will to do more. And I'm just in the art of development and grand vibrational design for sure.
Does cannabis help you in any aspects of your life, whether it be personal or artistic?
For sure, yeah. I feel like that it creates a pure frequency for grand vibrational design, and it allows me to reach those different levels, whether it's higher or lower, and it allows me to calm into different areas, and even sometimes the fast from it becomes just a very serene space, the knowing that I can leave and then come back. It's just like, sometimes it's like the best thing I love about marijuana is the not smoking marijuana at times and being like, this is it right here. This is the breath of what I breathe. This is the air that's in the room. But then like when I go and hit the blunt, like, woo, it creates a new level, a new kind of perspective of life. So it's definitely grand for sure.
Where in St. Louis do you find you need to be the most?
Oh, man. If not at home, South Side.
South Side.
The South Side. The South Side is where my poetry career was birthed. It's where a lot of my creative homies, we met, where we've allowed our relationships and our creativity to flourish. So I definitely would probably say South Side. With an F. You have to say it with the F. With the F. South Side.
South Side. Is the South Side your favorite place to consume cannabis in St. Louis?
I don't want to get anybody in trouble when I say this. Not driving the vehicle, because that's bad. But I would say my car. My car is my thinking space. My Jeep is one of those places, like, even if I'm in the house, I'll go outside just to sit in the car. I think it's a luxury to be able to, like, come home after a long day and just sit in the driveway for a hot second. I will finish a joint in the car before I go in the house.
Do you keep the radio off so you have your thoughts?
Sometimes. Silence. Pure silence. Pure silence in a joint. No filter. I'll be good to go. No filter.
So most people know that I'm a New England transplant. Moved here from Maine, lived in Massachusetts, but I really don't know the Lou all that well. Where would you tell me to go to really get to the heart and soul of this city?
Man, it's so many different spots, but I say a mix. You got to go to Soulard. Like you have to experience the Hill. You got to experience Cherokee Street. Like that's all like the South Side. Just the South Side. You have to experience the South Side.
What's special about the South Side?
That it's a true melting pot. You get a little bit of like things that have been there for hundreds of years now. Like it's so much history that's there, and you see a lot of people in their natural form, like in all different types of people, from like black folk, white folk, like like everybody is on the South Side. So that's my side, by the way. I know I can be a little bit of
you live on the South Side?
See, I need to migrate back I'm on my way back home. I'm getting back on the South Side. That's just a notion right there. South Side, I'm coming back home for sure.
No, as you well know, because you hear it in my accent at work, I'm a New England transplant. Mm-hmm. And I live in northern Jefferson County. Mm-hmm. So I don't get to know the city that I work in all that well. Mm-hmm. Where would you recommend I visit? I know you said the South Side, that's where you want to be. Mm-hmm. Do you think that's where I should be?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Oh, for sure. I feel like that's the heart of the natives as far as like creatives go, or even like U City. U City is a big culture area as far as like just creativity in St. Louis goes. Everybody loves to say like downtown or the Arch, and of course that's the heart. But like the little knickknacks and the little hole in the walls and the hidden gems, definitely South Side or like U City area. Loop, for sure. For sure.
So, Leethal, what do you love most about the Lou?
Outside of, like, that being one of the places where, like, I was as a teenager, like a little tyke, like middle schooler, It's just one of those places where, like, you don't really have to have a destination. Like, you can just walk up and down the streets of the Loop. You don't have to go into the little stores or go into Blueberry Hill or grab you a beer or get sushi or anything like that. You can literally just enjoy the walk from one end of the Loop all the way down to, like, the moonrise, and you never know what you might see. You might see some live performers, might see somebody outside drawing, people watching. It's always fun after a couple gummies. You're just kind of like, it's interesting. You just keep walking.
Where else in the city would you recommend a New England transplant visit to learn more?
Oh, so there's a lounge in the Kransberg area or the Grand Arts Center called Sophie's. That's a nice place to go. They have events there, and then they just have DJs spin every night. It's a different DJ. Nearby Sophie's is a place called High Low. That is also, it's right down the street. And then more up the street toward the Fox, there's the Jazz, I want to call it the Jazz Bistro, Jazz STL. It's right there there's a unique statue of what I call a bunny. I don't know if it's a bunny, but I think it's a bunny with a hollow middle.
Are we talking like Easter?
We're talking a unique adaptation of a fusion of the animated Easter bunny and a real bunny on its hind legs. That's the best way I can explain it.
Okay.
That's a good place to be. Powell Symphony Hall always has something amazing going on with the symphony. Sometimes what they do is they play the symphonic rendition of a movie soundtrack, and it's beautiful. They did Star Wars. They played Star Wars all the way through, and I didn't get to go, but from what I heard from people who did go, it was an amazing time.
That soundtrack is a touchstone for me because my younger brother and I saw Star Wars in the movie theater in 1977 when it was first released. We also used to own the album. 2 sides. They had to cut some of it out because you can't fit the whole soundtrack or script on there. But we had the record until we left it in the back of the car and the sun got to it and warped it.
No.
Where else would you say? Because Southside Loop have been pretty popular here tonight.
Yeah. Union Station. It's pretty new. I would consider that a toddler right now. It hasn't been around for a very long time, but Union Station would be a fun place to go. They have DJs at the plaza in between the restaurants all the time. A lot of times during Christmas, they'll have little shops and stuff open, local vendors, things of that nature. And it's a Ferris wheel, and there's lights inside of it. It's really freaking cool.
And I imagine it must be really fun to go all the way up to the top.
Yeah, and you would think it'd be a little bit louder, but it's actually incredibly silent. And there's AC in it.
What kind of a view does it give you of the city?
Pretty far. You get pretty high up. I mean, typically I'm normally, consuming. So I don't, and it's always nighttime when I go, so I haven't been able to see the arch from that space, but you can get a pretty good view. And you can see the Ferris wheel from pretty much any portion of the highway now. They always got little color shows going around the wheel.
Well, what do you say we step outside and spit a few bars about how beautiful the city of St. Louis is?
You know what? Let's do it.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's get it.
All right.
On the north side is where I ease my mind. Jasmine tire. On the north side is where I ease my mind. Smoking on some potent stuff, call it Jasmine tire. Put it in a hand wrap. I write, but I don't rap. I'm here with my family. Pardon me if you can't understand me. I got a speech impediment. But I'm gonna keep this mug rolling. My boy got the camera. He gonna keep this mug rolling. Therapeutics on the hoodie. Golden Giraffe right next to me. Like I said, I'm from the north side. I'm a rice and gravy baby. And I do everything I can to make it safe to my lady.
Oh, the ooh-wee, smoking on the ooh-wee. We from St. Louis. Oh, I thought you knew me. Nah, I probably said that before. Yeah, probably you doing more self-love live pack coming soon. And I'm in this thing. Feels that, that's my thing. I'll never do it, that's my name. Oh, no, that's my ain't tag. Hey, that's my uncle. No, say, oh, no, bro. Say, we gonna flow. Say, feel stay flow, we feel stay mo. Oh, meal plate, oh, and got the munchies, meal plate, plo. Oh, I got the ill, oh, but everything was good thing for. Yeah, I ain't saying nothing. I ain't saying what? I ain't saying nothing. I ain't saying what? I ain't saying one with a hump, but it's on with an belly button like what? Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And the belly button, man.
Did he say belly button?
He said belly button.
Okay.
You gotta go on belly button.
Belly button?
Yes.
No, I don't. I pass to the left cause it's only right. I'm always high, I don't miss my flight. I gotta make it to the A by the night. I gotta give her that thing, treat her right. She don't like when I miss my flight. I missed my flight, but it wasn't my fault. Said it wasn't my fault. I blamed it on traffic by default. Was I running late? Did I make it to my gate? Did I make it to my flight? Did I make it there safe? That's what's important. So baby, why you worried? I'm here, ain't I? Girl, don't worry. But when I leave, I'm back in the loo. Not cause I want to. I got things to do. I'm in the play and I got a dark room show. I just want to say this was hell on the spot. Did I think I was freestyling? Definitely not. We out. We're clear.
That's going to do it for another episode of The Feels. I'd like to thank our sponsor for this episode, Notorious. Inspire others. Be notorious. I'd like to thank our clothing sponsor for this episode, Humble Rain. Be fiercely driven. Thanks from St. Louis all the way down to Atlanta for these fantastic hoodies that you guys have hooked us up with for this season. Can't wait for this relationship to continue. Importantly, I'd like to thank our guests this episode, the Gold Giraffe, Stanton, and Leethal from the Therapeutics. Finally, I'd like to thank you, the viewers and listeners around the globe. Until next time, I'm Jeff Rouse. Good night.